Okay, Haley, hopefully I can help you here with your quiz. Please listen carefully and I will try to give you some help here, okay? Alright, here we go. Now please look at number 2, Haley. Number 2. Okay, if you'll look at your work right here, you have, if you'll look at your quiz, please, number 5, your work. You have 5 minus 5x, which is fine. Less than, then you have 7 minus 4x. Now here's the problem. 4 times x, Haley, is 4x. That's fine, but look, Haley, 4 times 3 isn't 7, it'd be 12, okay? So, and I know you know that, and I know little mistakes happen, but still, I want to point that out to you. So instead of having a 7 there, you should have a 12 there. Okay, that's one mistake you made. Now, let me show you what else happened, okay? So, in your answer blank, you have this for your answer, okay? Now that's wrong, but the only reason you missed it is you made that one mistake right here. Other than that, I would have only taken one mistake off, but your graph is not correct. You then have to take your given answer right here and graph it correctly. Well, your critical value is negative 2. So 1, 2, negative 2. And then look what it says, Haley. It doesn't say x is greater than negative 2. It says x is less than negative 2. So you have your arrow going like this. I know you had no arrow at all. I'm sorry. You just had an x to the left of the negative 2. That's not how we graph those in our homework. You put a point on your critical value. And then, Haley, please listen carefully. If there's an equal sign here, then you color it in. If there's not an equal sign, once there's not, you leave it open, you don't color it in, and you go like this. There you go, that's all you do. That means x is less than negative 2. Some students like to put the arrow right here in the number line like this. That's fine also, I don't care, either way is fine. Okay, so that's why you lost another mistake on this problem. Okay, moving on to number 3. Number 3. Now, Haley, let me show you a couple things on number 3, okay? Please watch this carefully. First of all, notice right underneath number 3 here, I circled a positive sign. Do you see that? Now here's what you have written. You have a negative 8, then a positive 11 right here. And then this, minus 11, then a plus 11, which is fine. Then you have this, then you have negative 6, and a positive 11 right here, okay? Now that's fine. You then put this, which is fine. You then put a 3, which is fine. But you then put a negative 5 right here. I'll think about it, Haley. If you have $11, positive 11, and you owe me 6, after you pay off your debt, you're not going to have a negative 5, you're going to have a positive 5. So that's one mistake you made. Okay, now, look at your answer. Here's what you had for your answer. Okay, well, you've got to graph that correctly, Haley. And that's where you're struggling, so let me help you, okay? First of all, your critical values are what? 3 over 2, which is the same thing as what? 1.5. And 5 over 2, which is the same thing as 2.5. So your critical values are going to be 1.5, so about right here, 1.5. We put a point there, and then 2.5. So we put a point there, okay? See how I did that? This number right here, this number right here, okay? Now, is there an equal sign here under this inequality? No, there's not, so leave this point open, do not shade it in. Is there an equal sign here? Yes, there is, so we're going to shade that in, okay? And now, read this from the x. Start with the x. X is greater than 3/2, so we're going to the right. X is less than 5/2, so we're going to the left. And they meet. So your answer is all of the values in here. And some students like to put their graph down here, which is fine also. Okay, and there we go. That's it. Please watch that over and over until you get that. The graphing seems to be hurting you, so make sure you know how to graph these, okay? Number 4 was fine. Number 5, let me kind of redo this for you. I'm not sure exactly everything you did. Let's just start from the beginning. Okay, this is called an absolute value inequality. Okay, absolute value inequality. Now notice the absolute value is isolated. That means this absolute value right here is all by itself on one side of the equation. Okay, now step one, Haley, you need to understand this. Step one is to isolate the absolute value. Okay, but that's already done for you. Okay, once you've done that, step two is to then write your equation as a, are you listening, conjunction, or write it as a disjunction. Haley, do not do this until you have first isolated the absolute value. Okay, for example, if I would have had positive 5 like this, then the absolute value is not by itself. You bring the positive 5 over and make it a negative 5. Okay? You must get the absolute value all by itself first, okay? Now, once we've done that, then you say to yourself, okay, do I have a conjunction or a disjunction? Well, if the arrow is pointing this way, it's going to be a disjunction. If the arrow is pointing this way, it's going to be a conjunction. So the arrow is pointing to the left, we're going to have a disjunction. So we write the equation just like it is, okay? You got to memorize all this. Write it just like it is. Only you drop these absolute value symbols. Then you put the word or. Then you write this again over here. Only you do a couple things, okay? You turn the arrow and you change the sign of this one number right here. And that's it. Now we're ready to solve. Bring your 28 over and make it a positive 28. And you get 8x is greater than 60. Divide both sides by 8 and you get 60 over 8. And when you reduce that, you get 15 over 2. Alright. Now, over here, bring the 28 over and make it a positive 28. So you're left with 8x is less than or equal to negative 4. Now divide both sides by 8 and you're left with that right there. And when you simplify, a negative over a positive is a negative, and 4 over 8 is 1/2. Bring the word or down and you're finished. It's just that simple, okay? Please learn these steps for your test tomorrow on Friday, okay? Contact me if you have any questions, Haley.